You're waking up right now, and it's not because of that blaring alarm clock beside you. It's your internal clock, a tiny pacemaker in your brain known as the suprachiasmatic nucleus, that's calling the shots. This tiny dictator controls your sleep-wake cycle, and you can't even control it. Think about it. What if you could tune it? Would you wake up earlier, feeling refreshed and ready to tackle the day? You might just become a morning person, like Richard Branson, who wakes up at 5:45 a.m. every day to kickstart his day with a kitesurfing session. He swears by the productivity boost it gives him. Interestingly, did you know that our internal clocks are also influenced by the amount of sunlight we expose ourselves to? In fact, a study found that people who work near windows and get more natural light exposure tend to sleep better and have a more regulated circadian rhythm. For instance, a study of 100 employees at a company in Chicago found that those who sat near windows slept an average of 46 minutes more per night than those who didn't. Now, imagine being able to harness that power. Wouldn't that be something? So, what's a morning person? Someone who wakes up early, feeling refreshed and ready to go. But what about you? Are you a morning person? Maybe not, and that's okay. It's not just about personality, it's about your body's internal clock. You see, your body has a natural rhythm, like a wave going up and down, controlling your sleep and wakefulness. You can't escape it. For instance, a study on the sleep patterns of Olympic athletes found that those who trained in the morning, like Michael Phelps, had a significant advantage over those who trained later in the day. Phelps, known for his intense morning training sessions, would often wake up at 6 a.m. to start his day. Interestingly, research has also shown that your internal clock is influenced by exposure to natural light, with a single day of outdoor light exposure able to reset your circadian rhythms by up to 12 hours. This is why traveling across time zones can be so disrupting. You might be surprised to know that even the timing of your meals can affect your internal clock, with some studies suggesting that eating a large meal in the evening can actually delay your body's natural wake-up time. Meet melatonin, a hormone produced by your pineal gland that makes you sleepy. But that's not all. It's controlled by your internal clock, which is in turn controlled by light, whether that's from the sun or the screen of your phone. It's a delicate feedback loop. Melatonin levels rise, you sleep, they fall, you wake up. Simple, right? Now, consider this. If a study on shift workers found that those working night shifts had melatonin levels 60% lower than those working daytime shifts. But what about cortisol, often referred to as the stress hormone? It's like the opposite of melatonin, waking you up and getting you moving. Interestingly, cortisol levels typically follow a circadian rhythm, peaking in the morning and decreasing at night. You might be surprised to learn that cortisol also plays a role in memory consolidation, with research suggesting that it can enhance memory retrieval. For instance, a student who pulls an all-nighter might find they can recall information better the next day due to increased cortisol levels. As you navigate your daily routine, it's worth considering how these hormones interact to shape your sleep-wake cycle and overall well-being. You have a special gene, PA3, which affects your circadian rhythm. Some people have a longer version, making them more likely to be morning people. Others have a shorter version, and they're more likely to be night owls. For instance, a study on 1,000 participants found that those with the longer PA3 variant were more likely to wake up at 6 a.m., while those with the shorter variant preferred to sleep in until 10 a.m. It's not just about genes, though. Your lifestyle matters too, what you eat, when you exercise, even your job. A night shift worker, like a nurse, will have a drastically different internal clock than a 9 to 5 office worker. Surprisingly, research has shown that our internal clocks can even affect our taste preferences, with some people craving sweeter foods in the morning and more savory foods at night. You can't escape your internal clock, but you can influence it. By making small changes to your daily routine, like taking a morning walk or avoiding screens before bed, you can start to shift your circadian rhythm and become more in tune with your body's natural rhythms. You're living your life right now, but is it in sync with your internal clock? Maybe not. That's why you feel tired. Or sluggish. You're fighting your body's natural rhythm. But what if you could tune in? Wake up earlier, like 6 a.m., and start your day with a sense of purpose. Feel more energized, more focused. You can try. Just go to bed earlier, like the residents of Copenhagen, who typically go to bed by 10 p.m. and wake up feeling refreshed. Getting some morning sunlight is key. It's like a reset button for your internal clock. Exposure to natural light helps regulate your circadian rhythms, and it's surprisingly powerful. Just 10 minutes of morning sunlight can boost your energy levels for the entire day. Did you know that our internal clocks are also influenced by the food we eat? Eating a diet rich in fruits and vegetables can actually help synchronize our internal clocks with the natural world. So, try going to bed a bit earlier, getting some morning sunlight, and fueling your body with the right foods. You might be surprised at how much more energized and alive you feel. You think you're not a morning person, and that's okay. But the truth is, you can become one with a little effort. It's not about being a certain type of person, it's about your habits and lifestyle. You can change it, and it starts with understanding your sleep needs. The myth that you need 8 hours of sleep is just that, a myth. Some people need more, like the National Sleep Foundation recommends 9 hours for teenagers, while others need less. It's like a personal recipe, you need to find your own. Take for example, Elon Musk, who reportedly sleeps only 6 hours a night and still manages to run multiple successful companies. You might be surprised to know that sleeping too much can be just as harmful as sleeping too little, with studies showing that oversleeping can increase the risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and cardiovascular disease. So, it's time to experiment and find your sweet spot. You might need to try a few different schedules before you find what works for you, but trust me, it's worth it. By finding your optimal sleep schedule, you can boost your energy levels and become a morning person ready to take on the day. You're not just a morning person or a night owl, you're something in between. It's called a chronotype, like a personality type, but for your internal clock. There are 4 types: the dolphin, the lion, the bear, and the wolf. Which one are you? Take, for example, Michael Jordan, a self-proclaimed early riser who wakes up at 5 a.m. to get a head start on his day. He's likely a lion. It's not just about waking up early, it's about your entire daily routine. You can find your chronotype and tune your life to it. Interestingly, did you know that your chronotype can affect your eating habits, with some types naturally gravitating towards a later dinner time, like the wolf, who may eat as late as 10 p.m. The bear, on the other hand, tends to follow a more traditional schedule. By understanding your chronotype, you can optimize your daily habits, from sleep and exercise to work and socializing. You can even use this knowledge to plan your meals and snacks, boosting your energy and productivity. So, which chronotype are you, and how can you use this insight to improve your life? You now know the secret to becoming a morning person, and it's not just about waking up early, it's about understanding your internal clock and lifestyle. For instance, did you know that Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group, wakes up at 5:45 a.m. every day to exercise and plan his day? He's a great example of someone who has tuned his internal clock to achieve his goals. You can do the same, and it's not just about becoming a morning person, but also about feeling more energized throughout the day. The choice is yours, but remember, your body has a natural rhythm that's controlled by a small group of cells in the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It's like a tiny clock that responds to light and darkness to regulate your sleep-wake cycle. Listen to it, and you'll be surprised at how your body can adapt. In fact, research has shown that exposure to natural light in the morning can boost your alertness and energy levels, while also improving your mental health. So, take control of your internal clock, and you'll be amazed at how it can transform your daily life, from your productivity to your overall well-being.